By a show of hands, how many people have recently forgiven someone in a conflict? And for those of you that raised your hand, how many of you actually meant that forgiveness? My name is Noelle Elliott, and I will be talking about just that, insincerity and forgiveness, and how apologies also play a role. The main idea is that sincere versus insincere forgiveness can affect an interpersonal relationship negatively, and sincere versus insincere apologies can also go hand in hand with that. I'll be discussing a research article that investigates this idea, what that article found, and also related to an interpersonal relationship within my own life. First off, the 2014 article by Merola, Forgive Like You Mean It, Sincerity of Forgiveness and the Experience of Negative Effect, talks about this idea. It says that if you forgive someone insincerely, there's going to be ongoing negative effects in that relationship, which means how it sounds. There's going to be negative emotions that linger in that relationship even after forgiveness is established. This relates to the topic of responding to transgressions, which is in chapter 9 that we're going to learn about, and that talks about apologies and sincerity with those and how you can have conflict resolution in your relationships. Next, this article hypothesizes a few different things. It says that the style of how you forgive goes hand in hand with the sincerity in which you forgive, and that both of those go together to play a role on the ongoing negative effects in that relationship. And it also hypothesized that if someone apologizes sincerely, they're more likely to receive a sincere forgiveness. What they found was that the first hypothesis was only half true, that while the sincerity and the forgiveness greatly mattered if there's ongoing negative effects that persist in a relationship, the style in which someone forgives really doesn't matter. It becomes irrelevant. If you forgive someone insincerely, there's going to be ongoing negative effects that continue in that relationship, regardless of how you give the forgiveness. But the second hypothesis was true. If you apologize to someone sincerely, you're more likely to receive forgiveness that is sincere, and vice versa. Lastly, the interpersonal relationship that I connected this idea with was a relationship with me and my mom. Our conflicts greatly reside on this ongoing resentment that has built from forgiving each other before we're ready and when the sincerity is not really there. So I think through the years we've both brushed things under the rug and thought that we forgave each other, but really this resentment has built, so therefore the ongoing negative effects just keep going in our relationship and the conflicts persist. Hopefully I can apply these ideas I learned in the research to understand that I don't need to forgive until I am ready, until it is actually sincere, and the same goes for her, and that I can't perceive her apologies as insincere when maybe they are, and hopefully this can help remedy some of our conflicts that we have. In conclusion, I talked about insincerity and forgiveness and how that plays a role in negative effects in relationships. I talked about a research study that discusses this, what they found, and also related it to this relationship in my own life. For those of you that raised your hand and said that you forgave someone before you were really sincere with it, I ask you this. Most people say to forgive quickly, but I say forgive sincerely. Thank you.